Talking about Pitt in action at Notre Dame. They've had a hard time on the road, especially closing out games that have been tight. They had a 12-0 run early in the first half that got them a lead. That was Xavier Johnson, but Nate Lazuski was hot from behind the arc. Justin Champagny then on the break. Boy, this freshman's been good. Xavier Johnson sets him up. Notre Dame's lead down to 3. But right before halftime, Prentice Hub got hot from three-point land. They were making a lot of shots outside. Hub does it again at the buzzer. 42-33, Irish led at intermission. And in the second half, they open it up to as much as an 18-point lead. This is Jawan Durham. Rex Pfluger sets him up there. And then it's T.J. Gibbs who led the way. 3 of his 21 points, Notre Dame goes on to win 80-72. Impressive was the Duquesne win tonight as they go to St. Louis, a team they beat earlier this year here. You do the play-by-play.
I called that game, yeah.
And they win impressively on the road. So I'll tell you what, Keith Dambrow's done a very good job.
Marcus Weathers was really good.
26.
Really good. Sincere carry, hit some outside shots. They even got some help from Evan Buckley off the bench for one of the first times this year. Lamar Norman had a 3 or 2 along the way. But Weathers was excellent, not only hitting a couple outside shots himself, but also getting the free throw line a bunch. West
Virginia also won tonight against a bad Iowa State team, so they're 13th ranked. They get another win for Bob Huggins. Let's go to the lines. Mike in Oakland kicks us off tonight. What's up, Mike?
Hey, Bob. What's going on? Hey, Tim. How you doing?
Hi.
So, listen, I want to talk about Narduzzi, and I just want to get this, say this, and you can respond. I'm sorry, Bob. You know, I love you to death, but I totally disagree about your optimism about Narduzzi. You think he's doing great for the program?
I didn't say great. I said he has him on solid footing, and I think he's 5 years into this.
Listen, did you see we didn't have an offensive line that could block this year. No tight end. I thought Pickett regressed, and not only that, his in-game decisions are terrible. His recruiting. You said recruiting was good. They just had a stat. He had 0 commits out of the ESPN top 300.
Okay, but those numbers, I just saw a 5-star recruit from a couple of years ago go into the transfer portal thing for Penn State. You can read all of that you want. And that's fine. You can believe what you want to believe about 2, 3, 4, 5-star guys. All I'm saying is their defense is very good. Tim, I look at their defense as their strength. I think they could have a successful season, and I also think they could win in the ACC Coastal.
Yeah.
So there's a lot to like if you're him at this job. What I'm saying is I like stability for that program. They haven't had much of it.
I am not a believer in Narduzzi, never have been. This would be a rotten year for a coach to leave, and it'd be a rotten program to have to go through this again. I'll reiterate what I said last night. I think neither fan base would have been happy if this move to Michigan State had happened. I don't think Michigan State fans would have been thrilled based on Narduzzi's track record at Pitt to get him back, and I don't think Pitt fans would be happy at all to have to go through another coaching change, even to that caller's point. There hasn't been a ton of success in the Coastal, but I think that defense, fourth-year quarterback, it's the ACC Coastal.
That's my point.
Maybe you do get a 9-win regular season
and a chance
out of
at an
this,
ACC championship game.
And going to the ACC championship game and maybe not getting your brains beat in as badly by Clemson this year.
But hey, in 6 years, if you get to 2 ACC championship games, that's not bad work. And if they do it, I think, again, I'm just looking at stability. I've seen too many people come and go here. That's what they want. And the problem is when somebody comes calling, chances are you're going to leave if it's the right opportunity. And why wouldn't you go to that team, even though they're on the downswing the last 3 years under Mark D'Antonio? Because it's a big crowd every single week. They have a lot to draw from, I think, and he's been there. Let's go out to Fred in North Huntington. Hey, Fred, welcome to the Sports Call. How are you?
Hi, guys. How you doing?
Good, thanks.
I wanted to talk maybe two quick Steeler questions for you guys. Number one, I wasn't real impressed with Barry's punting this year. I was wondering if they're going to stay in, even if that guy's going to come back any position next year for sure. And my second question, I think Marquise Pouncey's body.
Well, his phone is crapping out there, so we didn't hear too much of that. How about Jordan Berry? Did not have a good year.
I think it's highly possible that they get a new punter. The punt against Buffalo basically acted as a turnover. It was so bad. I think he had a bad hold at one point in one of the games, too, if I remember correctly.
But the punting overall was not anywhere near
it was pretty good early. He was kind of boom or bust this year. I do think they're going to look for a new punter, or at least a challenge to Jordan Berry. And before his phone broke up, I thought he was talking about Marquise Pouncey maybe coming towards the end. I think a lot of the O-line is coming towards the end. I mean, a lot of guys are over 30 right now, Bob, and they might, especially with Ben coming back, I don't think they want to get rid of Pouncey this year. They have to replace a guard first, or maybe replace a tackle if a tackle goes to guard. So I think that's the primary void they're going to try to fill on the offensive line.
But they need to start addressing it.
Yeah.
They absolutely.
And the next guy who plays center better snap the shotgun snap more accurately than these two did this year is a problem all year.
By the way, Kevin Colbert did get a one-year extension. He said he's going year to year, so he's decided to come back for one more year. And given his success rate overall, I think that's great for the Steelers. Let's go to Brad in Duncansville, who joins us right now. Hey, Brad. Oh, let's go to Ben in Butler. Ben, you're on.
Hi,
Go ahead.
Bob.
Hi.
How you doing tonight?
We're good. What's up, man?
I was wondering why the Pirates didn't make a run at Dusty Baker.
Well, he's a stopgap, 70 years old. They needed somebody to kind of, settle things down. I think that was a good choice but it's a one-year deal. He'll be out after 1 year.
And why would Dusty Baker want to come and manage the Pirates? If you're Dusty Baker and you're that old and you've been in this game for that long, why do you want to come to a team that's going to lose 105 games this year?
Yeah.
Why would you put yourself through that?
I don't think he wanted. I don't think he had any intention. He was sitting there in retirement. Somebody came to him and said, "Hey, how about 1 year making about $3 or $4 million or whatever?"
Why didn't that guy just ask? Why didn't the Pirates try to trade for Mookie Betts?
Speaking of that, I'm glad you brought it up. We talked about this last night, but it just had happened. Now there's a lot of attention being paid to it in Boston. So how could you be the Red Sox, Tim? You worked in Boston, so you can answer this question. How can you be the Red Sox, valued at billions of dollars, after I think John Henry bought it for $700,000, and look what it is now? How could you not afford anyone? If you want to sign Mookie Betts to whatever his demands are, you should be able to sign him. They seem to be afraid of the luxury tax. Why would you be afraid of the luxury tax?
Well, it's kind of funny because when I was there, the talking point was John Lester. Everybody thought that the Red Sox were lowballing John Lester, and eventually John Lester was traded in a bad season for the Red Sox, the A's, and then went to the Cubs eventually. But it was a very similar conversation, and akin to what we have seen in Pittsburgh, Mookie Betts and Xander Bogaerts were part of the next generation of the Red Sox that were going to put a Band-Aid on those bad feelings just a year removed from the Red Sox winning a World Series. And now Mookie Betts is on the way out, and it's like the Pirates situation on steroids. Not baseball steroids, dollars and cents steroids. It feels exactly the same. And I wonder if this is, I can't really call it collusion because he went to the Dodgers, another huge market team. But is this sort of the big market reaction to players asking for $400 million to say, somebody else can go sign you?
It's absolutely collusion. If you brought that name up, or that word up, I would say yes, because that's what it is. I'm not playing that, period, and so I'll ship you out. I don't care how good you are. And he's arguably the best guy in the game. Real quick,
and the Dodgers are desperate because the Red Sox have won more recently than the Dodgers have. They fulfilled their
But the thing
window.
about the Dodgers, every year you know they're going to win a division because they spend what they spend. I'm sorry, that's the way it goes. You may not win a world championship, and they haven't.
Think about losing Ben Roethlisberger and Andrew McCutchen in the same offseason. That's what's happening in Boston right now. They're going to lose Brady and Mookie maybe in the same offseason.
And who knows? They got Verdugo's a pretty good player in return, but that's not enough. Anyway, Bob McCoy says, Bob, Tim, PSU, Michigan, Ohio State every year play. Narduzzi would be crazy. He could win Coastal every 3 to 4 years. Can't do that in that conference. His recruiting is average. He should stay put. Bob, thank you for that. Tweets in at KD Pomp, at Tim Benz PGH. Back with more of your calls right here live on Pittsburgh CW.